Hi everyone, my name is Prism and welcome to another video. So I'm really happy to be making the video that I'm doing today because I'm talking about a film that I really enjoyed, and today I'm going to be talking about the 2024 musical Wicked Part 1. Now, Wicked is a film adaptation of the Broadway musical that has been on the stage for years, which is based on the original novel of the same name, neither of which I have seen or read. So I went into this pretty blind. I had an idea of what it was about from the trailer and some stuff I heard, but I've never actually watched a Broadway musical really before this. But I'm going to say that I really enjoyed Wicked. It is so much fun. It is so much fun. It is a great, fantastical story with a great message. Oh, I just want to talk about this film a lot. Alright, so let me just state this first. This is only part 1. So everything I loved about this film, there's more of it coming next year. But I'm just going to say this, that part 1 is great. It is a spectacular musical. The actors, the performances, the music, the visual effects, everything about this film is great. I had a great theater experience going to see this. This film is so much fun. And I'm just going to give it right off the bat I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. There's a few little spots where it maybe dragged a little bit, where I thought a song was weirdly placed, but I also have to consider that this is a Broadway musical adaptation, and so the film wasn't really making the rules of how things turned out, and also that this is only part 1, so any story issues I have with the film are most likely to get fixed in part 2. For example, there may be 1 or 2 characters that seem a bit flat, but I'm sure they'll get fleshed out in the second film. I would hope so. I think they're clearly here for more than just what they're in the first film for. But with that said, let's get into a more in-depth review. One more thing though, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo really deserve an Oscar nomination for their performances. They do such a good job singing and acting and just having fun and embodying the characters. They do a really good job of being believable and telling the story. I have not seen any of them in projects before, I don't think, but they were amazing in this film. They were amazing. And it was so much fun getting to see their personalities on display. Specifically, Ariana Grande's character, Glinda. It was very fun seeing her performance. Nothing against Cynthia's, of course, but her character is a lot more upbeat and fun, so it was fun to see that. And just the hopeful energy and the enthusiasm with their characters. But I've already said a lot, so I'm going to get into the actual more in-depth spoilers for the film and just really talk about things. So, in 3, 2, 1.
Something bad is happening in Oz.
The best way to bring folks together is to give them a real good enemy.
You have no real power.
That's why I need you.
Don't let her get away! This
Wicked witch.
Alright, so I think the first thing I should start off with is the music. And the music in this film is great. This film is like Wonka for me. Wonka was such a wholesome, epic film. When I say epic, it is small scale. But I mean, it's epic in how great it is. And I'm starting to wonder if we're starting to come into a brand new age of Hollywood musicals, where, yes, they are using familiar IPs like Willy Wonka or The Wizard of Oz, but there's so much care put into them. This film is so engulfed in quality. This does not feel like a simple, hey, we just made a Broadway musical adaptation. This feels like a genuine attempt at trying to remake the story onto the silver screen. And I have to say this, I give full credit to the studio and the people who made this for keeping the film as a two-part epic, for making this film be the length that it needed to be. They knew that the story couldn't be done justice if it was just one movie, and I've heard that there were some things cut for this, but look, it works. The film we have right here, Wicked Part 1, works as a movie. It works as a part 1 of a story on how the Wicked Witch of the West became who she is. And we learn about Glinda's character and their friendship. And we just get to see what's going on in Oz around them. The kind of, not politics, but I guess systems, how things work. And this film works on its own merits. Like, you can watch this movie and you are really satisfied. You don't come out of it thinking, oh, great, that was lame, I have to wait for another part. No, you come out of this being like, dang, I wish part 2 was already here. It's so much fun. The songs in this are awesome, popular. One More Day, The Wizard and I, Defying Gravity. And what really excites me is that part 2 is going to have original songs. It's been confirmed. There will be at least 2 original songs written for part 2. And that's just really exciting to me. Because it's like, these aren't songs that you can just go and look up. These are new songs that we've never heard before. And I'm going to tell you this, I will definitely be there when part 2 comes out. I am definitely going to go and see that. Because this film, it is awesome. The music in this is beautiful. The song Dancing Through Life, it isn't only a fun song to listen to because of the vocal performance, but because of the energy and how the wheel the characters are in is spinning and just everything's moving. There's also another song where it's like going from scene to scene, but they cut it so it's like instead of a jump cut, it's a push down kind of thing, so it feels like you're falling from the higher floor to the bottom floor. And it just adds so much. Like, it's so much fun. I really like it. And one of their performances in here that I think quite a few people were looking forward to was Jeff Goldblum as the wizard. And while the trailer basically spoils what happens, which I do have to critique the trailer for that, it does basically spoil the end of the film. It still, the way it happens, you don't expect it, really. I mean, I think you do once you start watching the film, you're like, oh, this is probably what the issue is. But how long it takes to get to that point, how it exactly happens, it's really well done. Like, for example, basically the scene where Cynthia Erivo's character, she has what she wants. She has the power to get her wish granted, to do anything. And she says, but I would rather help the animals. And then the wizard tries to tell her, oh, you have the power to. This monkey's always wanted to fly. He's one of my royal guards. She does this. She does the thing that, she's wanted to do. She's helping the animals, or so she thinks. And then she realizes it's hurting the animal, and it's hurting all the other ones. And it's a really great moment, because it's one of those moments where the character gets exactly what they think they want, but then they have to deny it. They have to deny that this is the right thing. Because, she could go and not worry about it. She could be all-powerful. She could basically be, the Queen of Oz. Not, physically, but, in a sense, she could be, the most powerful. Stand next to the wizard being the leader of Oz, be the one with magic powers, which he does not have. But she says, no, I don't want to do this. You're a fool. You're a fraud. And it's just really powerful. And I think seeing how she's termed as the Wicked Witch by her evil teacher, who seems all nice and like the one who wants to give her opportunities and everything. And I didn't really see that twist coming. I didn't. That twist I didn't expect, because the whole film, she was seeming like the odd one out, like the one who cared about Cynthia's character. It seemed like she was the only nice person in terms of accepting her for who she was. But then she turns on a dime at the end, and she's willing to call her wicked because of her skin being green and because she hurt all the animals, even though they know it was their fault. They know it was her fault. The evil people's faults for doing it, they blame her. And, you know, physically, yeah, it was technically her fault. She can't deny that she didn't cast the spell. But it's really interesting because she isn't evil, and it's in fact them that are evil, and it's just a really cool twist. And I just love all the music in this film. The acting's great. I don't really have anything negative about the film. I mean, there are a few small things. Like, I thought the beginning took a minute to actually get to the main storyline, how they got into the actual plot of her character. I would have liked to maybe have sped that up or started with a bigger musical number than the one we got. Or I thought maybe the song at the end, Defying Gravity, which I thought was beautiful. My only slight issue is that it felt like the film kept stopping to try and keep singing it, which I don't mind. I understand why they did that. It's a musical. But it did feel a little bit unbelievable. Like, really, if you're about to get killed by these guards or whatever, would you, like, sing for 5 minutes? Or whatever? Like, it does get a little bit weird, you know. I do think, you know, maybe it's a little unbelievable, but if you disbelieve that, if you just enjoy the film for what it is, even if you care about that, it is a wonderful film. And I am so happy this film is doing well at the box office. And I really wonder if we're about to get into a new age of Hollywood musicals. As I said before, I think there are some really great musicals. I mean, we had Wonka last year, we have this one, we have Part 2 next year. And, you know, I do kind of hope it's like the superhero thing, where studios do say, let's try and make some more musicals. Because surely you're going to get the cash grabs and the really poorly done ones, but you're also going to get a lot of great ones. So honestly, I have to give Wicked, I think, a 8 out of 10. Any faults I have with it may be solved by the second film, and I've heard a few things which makes me really excited to see what's coming next. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Bye for now.